YouTube. A little slow this evening. And we're done. Fantastic. Fantastic. And we are live, officially live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stardatetoday. I'm going to go ahead and just really quickly make sure I'm set to go. Mute my fantastic YouTube stream going. Hi, everybody. I'm Kat King. Welcome to Stardatetoday. It's fantastic to be here again with you. This is our second official episode of Stardatetoday. And we're really excited to be back again playing some more Trek-themed Mad Libs tonight with our special guest podcasters. We are pleased to present the Duras Sisters. And we'll, that's Rihanna and Ashlyn Hurd. Yep, sisters, Duras Sisters. Welcome, welcome. And we're also going to be joined by Mr. Nerd Trek himself, Mr. David. Welcome, David. And then finally, we are joined by Trek Untold's Jeff and Phil. Wait, maybe there are Nerd Trek people with us too. I got confused as to who all was joining us, but I'm glad that we're all, Phil is with us. Yay, thank you. Yay, fantastic. And Jeff is with us as well. Thank you, Jeff. Welcome aboard. So good to see you. So good to see you. Fantastic. Well, welcome. I wanted to introduce myself and to explain what Stardatetoday is. I am joined this evening by my loving fiance, Elise Craig, and she's running tech for us in the background. Also can help me judge tonight's round in the Superfight if we make it that far. We'll see how long our show goes with Mad Libs tonight. I wanted to tell you a little bit about who I am. So Kat King is a filmmaker, an experimental filmmaker, and a content creator, and a lifelong Star Trek fan. Of course, I love all kinds of science fiction, including Stargate, Battlestar Galactica, Star Wars, and beyond. And this particular podcast started in quarantine last year. I was a little lonely. I got laid off my job, and instead of throwing a pity party for myself, I decided to make some fun little TikTok videos. And they were basically short videos, short missions, away missions, where I would start off every episode with Captain's Log, Stardate today. Every day was today, right? So that's kind of how it started. And then Elise joined me and we made some fun videos with our cats and then, fun little things from here and there. And it just grew and grew. And then eventually what really was going on was in about 2019, I joined as an intern the cast of The Seventh Rule, which is the Star Trek Deep Space Nine podcast that was begun and started by Mr. Aaron Eisenberg, Sirach Lofton, and Ryan T. Husk, my good friend. And so I, of course, Johnny on the spot, I had to be the first one to be like, oh my gosh, you guys are looking for people? Oh my God, sign me up. Oh my God, sign me up. And I would not let go. I was a dog with a bone with Ryan. I mean, I've known him since 2010, 2011, going to Star Trek conventions, and I've been volunteering with Creation Entertainment for years. And so I was like, oh, I've got to get in on this show. I've got to help them. Whatever I can do to help, I want in. And it turned out that they invited me aboard to be an intern. So that's kind of how it began. And then as time went on, we lost Aaron and there was a little bit of a hiccup and we weren't sure if we were going to continue the show. And then the decision was made to continue The Seventh Rule, which I don't know about you, but I'm very grateful for that continuation because it's been a real boon for the fans who've lost Aaron to feel still some sort of real connection with him and his legacy and his energy and spirit that's still really very much alive in the show today. So they, at the end of the year, last year, they contacted me and said, we're making some changes at the show. We wanted to thank you for being an intern on the show. And now you're off and free to do your own podcast. Guess what? We wanted you to do your own podcast. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's 2020. You're asking me to do a podcast in 2020 when there's a million podcasts? That's crazy talk. Like, what would I even do a podcast about that isn't already being done? Because especially in quarantine, it seemed like everybody was starting podcasts. But the truth is podcasting's been around for a long time. And I've actually been in the podcasting game for quite a long time because prior to The Seventh Rule, I'd been doing some supplemental work on another show called Trekcast, which was the #1 rated Trek-themed podcast on iTunes for years and years. And they're still going strong today. I'm not sure if they're #1, but who cares about the rankings anyway, right? So in the end, what ended up happening was I just was thinking to myself, there's all these great podcasts. What am I going to do? And then it dawned on us, what if we make our entire first season about meeting all these other great sci-fi podcast crews? And so Yep. So we nailed it. We decided we're going to go with it. We're going to meet as many sci-fi podcast crews as we possibly can throughout the course of our first season, which means the first year that we're casting. And then we'll decide what to do after that. But for the first year, it's really about meeting everybody else, making first contact, which is what this episode and the series of episodes will be about. And that being said, we're actually we started a first contact challenge last Sunday with Starfleet Underground, where we invited all of our Trek family and friends to spend 30 minutes every day reaching out to their followers and friends first on their Facebook and their social media before checking your own stuff and leaving a little love note or a little, comment behind to say, hey, how are you doing? I hope you're hanging in there. I know this pandemic's been crazy, but just leaving a little note to show you care. And when you do that, you make a little screenshot of that interaction that you have, you making first contact with the hashtag first contact challenge or first contact, either one will do. And when you do that, you send that to us. You can DM us on Instagram, or you can send it on Facebook, or you can send it on Twitter. However you social media, however you media it up, you're welcome to send us your graphics and promo. And if you are a sci-fi or horror podcast or a crossover or anywhere in between dark fantasy, anything to do with science fiction, fantasy, or horror, you are welcome to be on the show. And we invite you to book at calendly.com/stardatetoday. We are filling up very quickly. As you can imagine, there are many wonderful sci-fi podcasts out there, and they're very quickly catching wind of this show and its purpose, which is to build community amongst science fiction and horror fans, as well as to raise money for children everywhere via Extra Life for Kids and Children's Miracle Network. So that's a big long spiel. That's who we are at Stardate Today, and so far we've actually managed to raise nearly $50 for kids everywhere. And I want to also mention that on Fridays, I do Fallout Friday, hashtag Fallout Fridays on Twitch. So I stream live from my Twitch at Stardate Today. And I, of course, bounce around the wasteland on Fallout 76 and maybe streak a little bit, cause a little ruckus, get my kicks on Fallout 76, as it were. And you're welcome to join me there. Part of the reason why I do the Fallout Friday is to earn points through achievements through Microsoft Rewards. Again, those points can be redeemed for dollar amounts, actual cash that can be then donated to the charity of your choice. Right now, I'm really super into Black Girls Code. That's my favorite charity to do with Microsoft Rewards. So if you're playing on Xbox, be advised that we are doing this first contact challenge and that there is a giveaway involved. So if you are participating in first contact challenge, or if you are buying anything from our store, you are participating in the charity, and that makes you eligible to win a fantastic prize, which we have not announced what the prize is, because if we did that, then you wouldn't have anything to look forward to, right, sillies? But know this, this is a game show. This is essentially a meta game show all about meeting other podcast crews. So it's an opportunity for you to bring your gang aboard, play some fun games with us, win points, and then donate your points on behalf of Children's Miracle Network, or, pass them on to another viewer or someone who's maybe watching the show. So that's basically who I am. That means that it's time to now go into introducing our guests one by one and sharing a little bit about your podcast, who you are, what your podcast is about, what makes you special. Basically, you're going to pitch us so that the whole world can see how amazing you are, just like we know you to be. Okay, so we're going to start with, in order, we're going to start with the Duras Sisters, Miss Ashlyn and Rihanna Hurd. Go ahead, ladies. Take it away from here.
Oh, Ashley can't hear you. Okay, so Ashlyn and I are sisters, obviously. That's why we chose the name the Duras Sisters. And we are hosting a Star Trek philosophy-esque type podcast where we take a different theme of, say, our last theme was family. And so we go through every single Star Trek series and talk about the family in original series, Next Generation, and so on. Our first series was the pilot series, where we went through each pilot of every Star Trek series and talked about it, discussed it. And we really like getting really deep in depth to these different themes. And we are currently on our Love and Affection series, right? We released our first one on Valentine's Day, and it's just very, very fun for Ashlyn and I, who have been lifetime Star Trek fans, to just get a platform that we can talk about Star Trek and just really have a blast.
I love that you have a sibling that you get along with on this level.
Yeah.
And I have to know, have you always gotten along on this level, or is this like a newfound friendship in adulthood kind of a thing?
We've always been really close.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so sweet. Oh, I wish I could say the same. But no, actually, at least I can say now that I am actually really good friends with all of my sisters and my adult siblings, and we get along famously now, and I'm very grateful for that.
That's
So that's
great.
fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that there's some podcasts out there really digging deep and getting into that. And I actually really like the way you set your podcast up with, you have a specific kind of, it sounds like you're setting up like a specific theme.
Mm-hmm.
You pick the episodes like to go along with that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, welcome aboard. I'm really glad to have you at Stardate today. It's so good to meet you. We have
Thanks
a
for
very
having us.
special Mad Libs for you today. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. But with no further ado, we're going to now move on to Mr. David from Nerd Trek. Go ahead and tell us all about you, Mr. David, and your podcast, which is also amazing. Uh-oh. We're having a Mayday sound problem. There we go. I think we're back. No.
Oh, is David not available?
David's down. David's down for the count.
He's down. I
Someone
can talk
come
about
in.
it.
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
Jeff.
We'll just all defer to Jeff. This is his
Yeah, we'll
brainchild.
defer to Jeff.
We'll do that. Hi,
Fantastic. Sounds great.
I'm Jeff. So myself and Phil and David, we do the Nerd Trek podcast. Basically, Phil and I were lifelong Star Trek fans. We grew up on Next Gen, and we kind of convinced David to do this. And he's a Star Wars fan. And about a year and a half ago, we were just like, hey, let's do a full rewatch of everything. And we'll do episodes about it, and we'll kind of take David on this journey, and we'll have guests on. So that's what we're doing. We're doing a full rewatch all the way through, even the really bad stuff, which is even better.
Really bad stuff.
Really bad stuff.
Do tell. You'll have to get into the really bad stuff.
Oh, yeah. And that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're kind of seeing, since David he's seen some of it, but not all of it. And then I think Phil and we're just kind of reconnecting on stuff we've liked, stuff we don't like, and just, I guess, seeing it from a new perspective, instead of us in our teenage years. We're seeing it now, and we're kind of seeing what we get out of it. So it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. And we've had the Duras Sisters, and we've had Trek Untold on our show. So it's a good podcast family.
Reunion.
Fantastic.
Reunion.
That's exactly what I was going for. I mean, like, the rules of podcasting be damned. Who says that you have to have only 3 people on screens or 4 people? We can have as many as we bloody well please. This is our show. We can do whatever we like. And that,
Absolutely.
And even though we are raising money for children, that doesn't mean we have to talk like children. We can talk like grown-ups here. So I'm gonna just be the first one to say it. Fuck. And I said it again. Fuck. So
Fuck yeah.
That's that. Fuck yeah. Sunday's fucking fun day. Yeah, that's right. Let's do it. All right, everybody. So that's fantastic. So, and everybody knows about Trek Untold. I mean, it needs no introduction. Trek Untold is an amazing podcast that really takes you behind the scenes. You get to really hear from people whose names you don't really sit through and wait for in the credits, when you're already on to the next episode or whatever. But you know what? In all fairness, I've actually had a chance to talk to some of those amazing people like Chad Rebell, the editors of Star Trek Discovery, and a few other people. And I know that Trek Untold has had amazing special guests and is really doing a great job of bringing those untold stories to light. So if I did you justice, thumbs up for Trek Untold. And if you feel like you want to add something, you can always add it. But I don't know. I think Trek Untold's one of my absolute. You guys are one of my favorites so far. Duras Sisters, I'm new to, but I'm absolutely loving it. And Nerd Trek, I gotta be there for Nerd Trek. In fact, there's no rule that says we cannot support every single podcast that we find. There's just no rules. If you got 24 hours in a day, there's minutes to spend listening to someone's awesome content. So that brings us to this evening's round of Star Trek Mad Libs. Now, I want to advise everybody that there are 18 parts of speech that we need for this game. So I'm going to go real quickly through this. And I'm just going to go to each one of you in round. We'll begin again with the Duras Sisters. And since Ashlyn doesn't seem to have sound.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
I can.
Great.
Oh, good.
Okay, good.
Fantastic. Oh, Ashlyn, yay. Okay. Hey, did you want to say a few words about yourself or your awesome sister and your awesome podcast?
I think Rihanna did it justice. We've been watching Star Trek for 12 years together. We started when we were about 12 or 11. So yeah, we love Star Trek, and it's been a blast making this podcast. Also started during quarantine.
So
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? We all had to have something. I was laid off at the end of January, so I just needed something to do. And I thought, I had done some podcasting back when nobody took podcasting seriously, and it wasn't even considered even radio, and nobody was even going to care about it. And then, of course, I stopped doing it because nobody cared about it back then. And now it's all blown up. So this is great. But anyway, so let's go ahead and start tonight. Now, does everybody here know how to play Mad Libs? We've all played Mad Libs. Does anybody want me to review the rules of Mad Libs? Pretty complicated stuff here. Okay, I got it.
I think we're good.
We're good.
We're gonna dig deep into the finer technicalities of the game of Mad Libs. No, let's go ahead and start with a number. Can somebody just give me a number? Shout it out.
23.
23. Oh no. Not the number 23. Speaking of sci-fi horrors and the supernatural and creepy movies about Jim Carrey killing people. Oh, spoiler alert. Did I spoil it? Okay.
Never watched
You never watched the number 23?
No.
Baby's
seen
saying
that.
she hasn't seen it. Oh, that's a good one. It's a good movie, actually. I really enjoyed it. And maybe we'll have an episode where we do a little bit of a rewatch of some of the famous scenes from it, because there are some pretty cool scenes in that movie. Okay, now we need a verb. Any verb. Now think about your Star Trek context and maybe ways that you can insert that into this game.
Does
Stun.
LaForge maneuvering count as a
Phasering.
verb?
I like stun.
I was gonna go with phasering.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Oh, okay, to phaser. I like that. To phaser works. Okay, we need an adjective.
Tall.
Oh, let's see. How many Trekkies does it take? Tall. Oh wow, 6 Trekkies, and we came up with tall. That's fantastic.
That's good.
We're so eloquent. We are. We're very okay. Now look, we just need a noun.
Captain.
Shoe. Ooh.
Captain. I like captain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like whose line. I'm just taking whatever I think sounds good. Part of the body, plural. Ooh, plural. Remember NSFW.
Antennas?
Antennas. There we go. That's talk about sexy, spicing it up at the NC-17 level, my friend. Ooh, look at you go. Okay, let's get at the now. But spoiler alert, there's going to be lots of nouns needed. We need at least one noun for now.
Targ.
Transporter.
Ooh.
Quarter. I like quarter. Okay, an animal.
Targ. I'm gonna go with Targ.
Targ. Oh, I like
Good one.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Good one. Okay, we need another noun, which could also be an animal if you wanted it to. Hint, hint.
Klingon.
Klingon. Okay, fantastic.
Pretty good.
And we need 2 more plural nouns.
And enterprises.
Enterprises.
Does that count?
There you go.
Enterprises. My
Dribbles.
favorite. Okay, so we have tribbles and enterprises. I like that. I had a feeling tribbles would star in this one. Steal the show
Let's
no
come
matter
somewhere.
what. Okay, we need yeah, absolutely. We need a verb from you.
Licking.
Licking. Oh.
As good as anything.
He's like,
Yeah.
no, I said
Look at
I
that.
said looking. Well, you know what? That's okay. We'll do
Oh, no,
looking for
licking.
the next one too. Oh, licking. Okay.
Totally licking.
So licking. Licking, and then we have another verb.
Phasering? Does that count?
Phasering.
think we
Okay,
did-
yes, well, fine. We have phasering already. I was gonna say would double it up. With lots of phasering going on in this one, I guess it makes
Very
sense
action-packed.
when it all comes
Yeah.
down. Very action-packed indeed. We just need one more verb.
Transport.
I was gonna say transport too.
Transport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Good
You
one.
got it. Okay. And then we need an adjective.
Sneakily.
Meekily.
Ooh.
Sneakily, sneakily, either one. Yeah.
Sneakily. I like sneakily better. Yeah, sneakily.
This feels like an episode of Family Feud almost. We're all like, yeah, good answer, good answer.
Good
All right, good money.
answer.
Survey says 2 people. 2 people chose. No, just kidding. Sneakily. And we have the same adjective twice, so I'm going to use that one again. And one more adjective, a verb, and a plural noun. So adjective.
Sexy.
Ooh, there we go. Now
There
we're
we
getting into the spirit of things. Yes.
Can never go wrong.
We're going to
with
need a
sexy.
verb. Come on, you know what comes next after sexy with verbs.
Oh,
He's like, wait, are you for real? Like, she means go
What
for
does happen
it.
next?
I meant,
Spoilers.
oh, spoiler alert.
Is hail a verb?
To hail?
Hailing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Hailing?
Hailing a
Yeah.
ship?
Hailing.
Yeah.
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah, sure. Okay, to hail. And
Sexy
then,
hailing.
Yeah.
I like sexy hailing. Oh, it's like this.
Yes.
Future sexting.
Yes.
It's like that Janeway. It's like that Janeway and Tinker Dr. Spy episode when she's like that.
Nails.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got to be hardcore Trekkie to get that one. That was pretty specific. Okay, plural noun and one more part of the body.
Bottles of Kanar.
Oh, bottles of Kanar. I love it.
Nice.
It's the best. Yes. Oh, that's gonna be great. You're gonna love this. Okay, and then we need one part of the body.
Klingon ridges.
Ridges.
Ooh.
Klingon ridges. Klingons
sensual
have
of all ridges.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Are we ready? Are we ready for some famous Klingon proverbs? You guys seem to have figured out
Ooh.
exactly what was going
Do
on
it.
tonight.
Nice.
I don't know how we did it. We managed to get ourselves into the exact position we wanted to be for this story. The Klingons have a very complex language, as you know, and have had for 23 centuries to phaser some interesting sayings. Here are a few tall ones. 4,000 antennas may be cut in 1/4 by a running targ.
Fair.
Oh, what
That's
an
fair.
interesting proverb.
A classic
that's legit.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course.
And classic, classic.
Wise
What else?
words.
Let's see. A leader is judged not by the length of his Klingon, but by the enterprises he makes.
I'm
Ooh.
pretty sure that's a rule of acquisition.
I'm pretty sure you might be
approves.
right. I was going to
Yeah,
say,
sounds
can I
right,
get a fact check on that for me on aisle 1? Thank you. A leader is judged not by the length of his Klingon, but by the enterprises he makes. I like that one a lot. Pity the warrior who slays all his tribbles.
Aw.
I know I heard
For-
I would
Kayla
say-
For
that.
Klingon, it is.
They would want to.
I would say that would be accurate.
Yeah.
And as well, you can say licking,
Oh, no.
and you may eat dinner. Transporting, and you may be dinner, which is also possibly true if you're on Enterprise and you're
That's true.
True
that. True that.
It's a dish
Absolutely.
cold. Yes.
Oh, you guys are gonna love this. Revenge is it's a captain best served cold.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? That works for me. I actually really like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. If winning is not, I see it. Oh, I skipped one. Yes. Oh, a sneaky knife is nothing without a sneaky eye. That's
I like
deep.
that.
That's
Painful.
one to think about.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are gonna love this. If winning is not sexy, why keep score?
Sounds like
There
a
we
Kirk
go.
phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, bazinga. I love it. If you cannot control yourself, you cannot hail others.
Yes.
Accurate. Accurate.
I guess it's accurate as well. So if you meet a Klingon, use one of these bottles of Kanar, and you may keep your Klingon riches.
Kapla.
It's a good one.
Blah, very well done.
Everything's better with
Yay.
Kanar.
Very well done. I thought that was really fun. I really enjoyed that one. Now, that is one. Now we have time for a little bit of sci-fi super fight. Would you guys like to play sci-fi super fight, or shall we move on to the next segment and wrap up for the
How
evening?
do we play sci-fi super fight? That sounds intriguing.
All right, intriguing. I
Yeah.
thought you might ask. So, Sci-Fi Superfight is a brand new game. Actually, what we're doing is modifying a game that we got from Hot Topic called Superfight, and that comes with an expansion for sci-fi nerds like us. Woohoo! Yes.
There we go.
Basically, all it is silly arguments that we start by pulling a bunch of random cards with locations and setting a scene, and then we give you 2 superheroes or 2 characters from sci-fi and or something or object from sci-fi. We'll give them an advantage, and then we'll set them in a location, and then you guys are going to tell me who wins the fight, basically. So let's go ahead and do our
Place bets.
Yes, and we place bets. I'm just kidding. That's right. Yes. So, for example, we have our first scene. It's a trap. We're flying through an asteroid field, but it's a trap. Apparently, something's gone wrong, and there's an evil, dictator out there to try to shut us down. And we have run into Jar Jar Binks and Evil Morty. So you are going to choose, pick your champion, Jar Jar Binks or Evil Morty, and argue in favor of your champion. Now, let me tell you a little bit about each of your champions. Each of them has a secret advantage. Evil Morty is secretly just an illusion, and Jar Jar has all the weapons from the Men in Black. You tell me, who wins in this sci-fi super fight? Begin.
I take Jar Jar.
Yeah.
What makes
No,
you
I
say
go
Jar
Morty.
Jar?
It would be
Oh, come on.
actually
Evil
how he
Morty.
killed him on
Evil
accident.
Morty
Evil Morty.
is secretly just an illusion. But is he really secretly just an illusion, or is that just another chaotic, silly
Like a hologram?
storyline for them to make up?
Like a hologram.
Like a hologram. Yeah, like a
Yeah, but
hologram.
he wouldn't die,
Just
right?
because he's an illusion, if he's really just an illusion, doesn't that mean that he would survive?
Right, and Evil
'Cause you
Morty's
can't kill
really
him.
cunning, so
I couldn't be able to kill him,
Couldn't
right?
kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
think he'd be able to
Jar
talk
Jar will
his
find a
way into like letting Jar Jar jump his way into like off the
Yeah.
asteroid or something.
Well, Jar Jar could just make him forget even who he is and,
That's
what he
true.
is, right? Because he could just say, look at this for me. Do me a favor. Look at this real quick, and then just like, bing.
Yeah.
I think Jar Jar
Obliterator.
would not work it well, and he would turn around on himself. That's my theory.
Yeah.
But he
I
still
don't know,
somehow win
everybody knows.
because he single-handedly won the Battle of Naboo, so he'd find a way.
Everyone knows Jar Jar is
Maybe.
secretly a Sith Lord. He's very powerful.
True.
He's like the
All
drunken
right.
master fighting style.
But remember, we're flying through an asteroid field and it's a trap. So that means
they're
that there's
fighting in
also,
space.
they're fighting in space. So think about that. Give that a second thought.
So they're both dead because they can't breathe in space.
Morty's an illusion, so he doesn't need it.
There we go.
There we go. That's a clear winner.
Oh, winner. I think we have our winner. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a vote. So everybody in favor of Evil Morty for this round of Super Fight, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, I don't know. That was tough. And all in favor of Jar Jar Binks? Aw.
Silence.
He's argued well against.
Yeah.
Real
It's
Sophie's
funny
choice
is that Jar Jar started off as such a strong one, and then Evil Morty snuck in there like a dark horse and just took it away.
Yeah.
He
And
really
we were in
did.
space and all.
We were in space.
Aw.
Once
Yeah.
we reiterated that we were in space, I think it was clear that Evil Morty was going to win the day on that one. What did you think? Did you like Sci-Fi Super Fight? That was a fun little round, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Yes, that was
Good.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, so absolutely. So what would happen is ordinarily, and there are a million different ways to play this game, but sometimes what we can do is we can pit one team against the other, and then the loser, it's battle royale, so the winner plays the next team, especially if we have 3 crews on at a time. And we can book up to 5 crews at a time because that's just how I roll. I'm a little crazy, and I like it like that. So so this has been fantastic. I'm so glad. Thank you all for joining me. I want to give a shout out to Elise Craig, who's been making our fantastic resin crafts. You can check out some of the amazing resin craft game controller keychains that we've been making. We have pink, we have green, we have black. We have them for the kids. Any purchase that you make from our Etsy store, and you can find us easily through our Instagram and, of course, on our Patreon website. We have magnets. We have earrings that are made from resin as well. These are actually a pair that I'm wearing right now that are guitar pick earrings. These are actually functional resin guitar picks. And if you like playing with resin, then, or if you've never played with resin, it's a good shot. Try it. And then that's basically it. We're basically selling all these fun little resin crafts on behalf of children everywhere, Extra Life for Kids and Children's Miracle Network. So everything that you purchase from our stores goes directly to support kids in need all over the world. And we really appreciate everyone being here tonight. So for everybody here at Stardatetoday, this is Kat King and Elise Craig and everybody at Duras Sisters and Nerd Trek and Trek Untold saying end log. Yes.
And
we'll see you there.
Hello.
And log.